This is Lagos Television, the voice of Lagos.
On the news tonight, President Bola Tinubu swears in Justice Kudirat Kekereekun as acting Chief Justice of Nigeria. President Bola Tinubu charges armed forces to remain vigilant and proactive in addressing national security threats. Lagos State government present checks of various amounts to over 150 residents to cushion effects of economic crunch. On the foreign scene, President Emmanuel Macron meets political leaders in search of a new prime minister. We'll bring you details in a moment. Please stay with us. Many thanks for joining us. I am Bukola Taylor Cole. President Bola Tinubu says the Apex Court must continue to play a critical role in the evolution of the nation's constitutional democracy and shape up policies that impact all segments of Nigerian society. He assures that his administration will continue to provide appropriate support to improve the welfare and capacity of the judiciary. Now, speaking after administration of oath of office, the new acting Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Kudirat Kekereekun, in the council chambers of the State House, President Tinubu said the need for the judiciary to promote the rule of law informed the speedy passage of the National Assembly and the Consent to Judicial Office Holder Acts of 2024, which approves a 300% increase in remuneration of judicial officers. The president also encouraged the new CJN to defend the judiciary's independence always and promote course of justice, strengthen mechanism for integrity, discipline and transparency in the judicial sector.
Of the Chief Justice of Nigeria comes with enormous responsibilities. As the head of all judicial institutions in the country, it is a position of considerable influence that demands the temperance and sobriety. Let me reassure you that the judiciary under this administration will continue to receive prompt and adequate attention in recognizing its status as a driver of social order, rule of law, peace, security, and economic development.
Speaking on her expectations and plans for the Nigerian judiciary just after being sworn in, the new CJN called for cooperation among Nigerians towards taking the arm of government to enviable heights that could be more trusted. On his part, Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu said he was excited, not just as a Lagosian, but because of who Justice Kekereekun is, as an outstanding jurist who passed through all the various courts before becoming the Chief Justice of the Federation.
We will take the judiciary to higher heights. The reputation that it has, we will improve it. We'll make sure that people have more confidence in the judiciary. And I believe that it's not a one-man job. We all have to be on board. And because we all see where the areas are that need improvement, I believe that there will be cooperation because we all want to see a better judiciary.
It brings about, a time that we all need to continue to ensure that our democracy understands and appreciates the clear separation of power, and for everyone understanding and knowing fully well that, yes, they are independent, but we all need each other, at various verticals to ensure that it all fits in, appropriately. So for me, it's really for the judiciary, which the former CJN had started, the reforms to continue, and for her to show that leadership that we know her too well for, and ensuring that they are the last bus stop.
Recall that the NJC at a meeting presided over by Justice Olukayode Ariwola, who bowed out yesterday, recommended Justice Kekere Ekun to President Bola Tinubu for appointment as the CJN. The Supreme Court has affirmed the re-election of Dioye Diri as the governor of Bayelsa State after dismissing the appeal of Timipre Silva, candidate of the All Progressives Congress APC, in the November 11, 2023 off-cycle election. A 5-member panel of the Apex Court headed by Justice Lawal Garba affirmed the Court of Appeal's decision of July 15, which deemed Silva's appeal as an abuse of court process for filing 2 notices of appeal. Citing a section of the 1999 Constitution, the Apex Court panel held that the APC governorship candidate has only one right to appeal the judgment of the tribunal and not multiple appeals. The court therefore faulted the APC governorship candidate who filed 2 notices of appeal to the appellate court. In a unanimous judgment, the Supreme Court dismissed the appeal for lacking merit. Recall that the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, had declared that Governor Diri of the PDP garnered a total of 175,196 votes to defeat its closest rival, Timipre Silva of the APC, who polled 110,108 votes. Now, President Bola Tinubu has vowed to invoke his constitutional powers to continue to equip and empower the Nigerian military. He acknowledged the importance of strategic leadership in addressing the complex security and development challenges confronting Nigeria. President Tinubu was speaking during the graduation ceremony of Course 32 participants at the National Defense College, Abuja. Represented by Vice President Kashim Shettima at the event, the president decried the state of infrastructure at the National Defense College's permanent site, noting that while his administration has made substantial progress, there is still more work to be done in the school.
Foundation is necessary for a building to stand tall. A sturdy foundation of national unity is required for our country to thrive. We must work together to build a brighter future for our nation, and we must do it now. As we gather today, we recognize the importance of strategic leadership in addressing the complex security and development challenges facing our nation. The theme of this course is particularly relevant as we strive to build a more prosperous and secure future for our citizens.
Earlier, the commandant of the National Defense College, Rear Admiral Olumuyiwa Olotu, said the 111 graduates will contribute to Nigeria's efforts to improve its strategic leadership across various sectors.
We will continue to strengthen Nigeria's defense diplomacy and cooperation with her allies and partners. We are thus grateful to these 19 countries and others which were not able to send participants this year for sustaining our mutual relationship as friendly nations. It is heartwarming to note that in its 32 years of existence, the college has made significant impact in several sectors of Nigeria's polity as the participants from within and outside the country contribute to policy issues which affect their nation in one way or the other.
The Course 32 graduates were drawn from national agencies and institutions, including the Nigerian Armed Forces, Nigeria Police Force, Department of State Security, and several ministries. The Minister of State for Defense, Bello Mohammed Matawale, has strongly condemned the brutal killing of the head of Gatawa district in Sabon Birni local government area of Sokoto State, Issa Bawa, describing it as heinous and unacceptable. This is just as he vowed that the perpetrators must be fished out and punished. He therefore directed the Chief of Defense Staff to immediately launch a thorough investigation into the incident and ensure that the perpetrators are brought to justice. The minister assured the public that the armed forces of Nigeria will leave no stone unturned in fishing out the perpetrators of the crime. He expressed his deepest condolences to the family of the late district head, the people of Gatawa, and the entire Sokoto State government. The Controller General of the Nigeria Immigration Service, NIS, Kemi Nadab, has dismantled all unauthorized checkpoints along Nigeria's border posts. Service spokesman Kenneth Udo, in a statement issued in Abuja, said the Controller General gave the order at a meeting with controllers of border commands and commanders of the service headquarters. Nadab ordered routine patrols to completely forestall dangerous and unauthorized elements from entering into the country. The immigration boss also ordered the immediate submission of audit reports on manpower and logistics. Now, this is aimed at ensuring efficient border security and migration management, which are core mandates of the Immigration Service. The Controller General charged them to be dedicated to duty and underscored the significance of border security, stating that Nigeria's current realities require extra layers of security at the borders to prevent infiltration by criminal elements that could fuel crisis in the country. She instructed controllers to employ supervisory strategies, ensure timely report of major movements, and professionally handle sensitive intelligence requiring urgent attention, with recommendations for enhanced border monitoring. The federal government has paid the tuition fees of 20,000 students directly to their institutions in the ongoing Nigeria Education Loan Fund scheme. The managing director of NELFund, Akintunde Sawyer, says as of August 22, over 280,000 students have registered for the scheme, while about 256,000 have completed the application process. The implementation of the student loan scheme is President Bola Tinubu's flagship project in the education sector. President Tinubu introduced the fund when he signed the Access to Higher Education Act, which creates a legal framework for granting loans to low-income Nigerians to facilitate the payment of their fees in Nigeria tertiary institutions. Now, meanwhile, the management of the Nigerian Education Loan Fund, NELFund, has confirmed receipt of 50 billion naira from recovered proceeds of crime by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. Director Corporate Communications, Nigerian Education Loan Fund, Oshiyemi Oluwatuyi, in a statement says EFCC had released the fund to it following directives from President Bola Tinubu, directing the EFCC to transfer the funds to NELFund to further boost the student loan program. This significant injection of funds represents a major milestone in the administration's commitment to improving access to education by providing financial support to students across Nigeria. Now, moving on, 150 Lagos residents have been presented checks of various amounts to help cushion the effects of the economic crunch. Special Advisor, Office of Political, Legislative and Civic Engagement, Afolabi Tajudeen, says the Babajide Sanwo-Olu administration is committed to making the living conditions of residents better in all forms. Adetola Kayode has the report.
Another set of beneficiaries under the Sanwo-Olu Cares Sanwo-Olu Listens Social Intervention Program receiving checks for financial assistance on health grounds, academics, accommodation, businesses, trading, and more. Special Advisor, Office of Political, Legislative and Civic Engagement, Afolabi Tajudeen, relayed the message of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu to the beneficiaries, urging them to make judicious use of the grants to rightly sort some of their challenges.
People are plenty. So Mr. Governor had asked me to greet all of you. He has asked me to say he loves you, and he will continue to do the best for you, and he will continue to reduce the plight of Lagosians. He will continue to put smiles on everybody that lives in Lagos. Whatever amount you are giving, go and use it judiciously to what you said you want to use it for. Don't just go and use it to do any other thing. And you see, we are going to monitor you, whether you like it or not.
Tajuddin also highlighted some of the requirements needed to benefit, top of which is being a Lagos resident and also having a LASRA card. He hammered on subscribing to the health insurance scheme Ilera Eko, which will see to the total well-being of the citizens.
You know, before you can be a beneficiary of this program, you must live in Lagos State. You must have your LASRA, you must have your NIN, and you must submit a letter to us. That letter must have your picture. And at the end of it, when you sign, you must put your phone number. And I don't think I have met the faces here. And I never thought I met anyone here in my life. But it was because we traced you through your phone number.
The beneficiaries thanked Governor Sanwo-Olu and the Lagos State government for coming through for them at the very point of their need.
It came at when I didn't expect it. So I'm so grateful for the enablement that I was selected among the lots to be offered this opportunity. I'm grateful.
All 150 beneficiaries were presented checks to suit their needs as government continues with different levels of engagements with the people. Adetola Kayode, OTV News.
Special Advisor to the Governor, Office of Sustainable Development Goals, Orel Luwafini, says building a more resilient, sustainable environment, equitable and prosperous city is top of the priority of the Lagos State government as it sets to hold the first Lagos Sustainability Summit. Again, Adetola Kayode has the report.
Lagos, the center of excellence, is keying into the new trade of sustainability, where countries, governments, businesses and corporate bodies create strong customer and citizens' loyalty. Special Advisor to the Governor and Office of Sustainable Development Goals, Orel Luwafini, says government is taking deliberate actions towards creating a more robust environment and platforms that will have social impact on residents as well as generations yet unborn, with the very first Sustainability Summit holding in September.
Together, we have come to the realization that the future we aspire to is not just a dream, but it is our responsibility. A responsibility that demands our unwavering commitment and our most innovative ideas.
The summit, which is in partnership with the Lagos State Environmental Protection Agency and the Lagos State Safety Commission, will help design a harmonious balance with social equity, economic prosperity, and environmental stewardship.
But it's also important that when we think about sustainability, we need to think about creating a safe and healthy workplace. And what is a workplace? A workplace is everywhere. If you're working in a hotel, the workplace is your hotel. If you're a bus driver, your workplace is your bus. If you're working in a school, your workplace is a school. And basically for us, what sustainability means is that every worker, irrespective of whether it's blue or white, can perform their duties without fear of injury or illnesses.
Very strong on emissions measurement and data sharing. We're very strong on effluent restrictions, in terms of discharging to our water bodies across Lagos. We're very strong on protecting the air, land, and water of Lagos. But we continue to champion this cause to make sure that we can maintain and sustain the very good Lagos for all of us. This is a journey, and this is just the beginning.
Sustainability it's personal. Sustainability is community-based before it then becomes a state matter. We will be championing ethical business practices, social impact, by understanding that our economic growth must go hand in hand with our moral and social responsibilities.
The inaugural Lagos Sustainability Summit will have Building a Resilient and Sustainable Lagos Collaborative Approaches for Environmental Protection Safety as its theme. Adetola Kayode, OTV News.
Still ahead. 6 NSAS protesters regained freedom after 4 years in custody. That's in the moment. Stay with us.
Soar beyond boundaries and rich communities. The largest gathering of women changing history. It's the 2024 National Women's Conference, organized by the Committee of Wives of Lagos State Officials, CALSO, with the theme Soar Beyond Boundaries and Rich Communities. Starting from Tuesday, 10th September to Wednesday, 11th September 2024 at the Convention Center, Eco Hotel and Suite Victoria Island, Lagos. Time 9 a.m. daily. Renowned speakers will include Dr. Oluwatoyin Adeyemi, Mrs. Temitope Okunu, Professor Rotimi Koka, and Honorable Mrs. Opeyemi Akindele, among others, who will be sharing the wealth of experience on various topics on how to prevent and manage communicable diseases, transformative social welfare, and boy-child development, among others. Special guest of honor, opening ceremony, His Excellency Governor Umo Eno of Akwa Ibom State. Special guest for the closing ceremony, His Excellency Governor Abdullahi Sule of Nasarawa State. And special guest gracing the gala night, His Excellency Governor Ademola Adeleke of Osun State. Yes, there will be a gala night with mouth-watering prizes to be won. Conference fee is 120,000 naira for physical participants and 30,000 naira for virtual attendees. Physical stores are available. Come join us at the 2024 National Women's Conference as we inspire, empower, and soar beyond boundaries together. For more information, please visit our website www.calso2024nwc.org. Announcer, Chairman Calso, Convener NWC, Dr. Mrs. Claudiana Sanwo-Olu, Vice Chairman Calso and Co-Convener NWC, Chief Mrs. Oluremi Hamzat, Chairperson of the 2024 NWC, Professor Olufunke Adeyeyi.
Welcome back. The Nigeria Hydrological Services Agency has issued a flood warning alert to Kebbi State over the rising water level of the River Niger system. A statement by the agency's Director General Umar Mohammed said flooding may be expected in the state as a result of upstream activities in Niger and Mali. According to the statement, flood waters from the two countries are expected to move gradually into Nigeria through Kebbi State, adding that the dam operators at Kianji and Jeba on the River Niger have been informed and are prepared. The statement noted that there is a need for all the states and communities along the River Niger system to be on alert from August ending to September. The agency assures that it will continue to monitor the flood situation in the country and provide periodic updates to the general public. Now, the Lagos State government has vowed to prosecute anyone caught defecating on the median along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. Permanent Secretary, Office of Environmental Services, Omobolaji Gaji, gave the warning during a campaign and public sensitization on open defecation. It says anyone caught desecrating the medians will be made to face the full wrath of the law. We have details in this report.
When they talk about now, the people where they defecate openly for the middle of the road or under bridge, anywhere where you see where you go, just come, just open your trouser or open your wrapper, come peace for under bridge, peace for on the road. If they catch you, now waiting your eyes see, you go see you.
For a long time, the busy Lagos-Ibadan Expressway has been littered with human feces, especially the median along the Ojodu-Berger axis. This menace has become a source of concern for motorists, residents and the state government. Hence, this sensitization campaign at Beja area of the state against open defecation aimed at safeguarding public health and fostering environmental sustainability.
Eyes on everybody, that if you see something, you say something. If you see people doing the wrong thing, we should ask them not to do it. Or if they are recalcitrant, you can report them to the police. You can take their picture, send it to them. But if people see that I know that we don't want to put anybody's life in danger. But if you see something, you can call other people and say, "Oh, this is not right. Let's stop this." But on the long run, this is not it's an open-end advocacy. It's going to be on a daily, on continuum basis.
These government officials urge residents to make use of the available public toilets while promising to provide more.
I beg, we beg una, say, make we no reach the side where everybody go there, hold everybody, we go there, drag everybody, go police station, go court. For thing where we say, you feel use toilet, you feel solve for free. Problem where we get for this area. And they say, may we can't use it on side too. Then the government won't wait there. It will be 24 hours now. Not be say they go close them for any time. It will be 24 hours. They go open them 24 hours. If you want to use toilet, make it go the other side too. Or you come this petrol station. We've seen that there are not enough sanitation facilities, but we have a plan already. So the plan, you'll start seeing the implementation now. But we don't just want to do what we've been doing in the past. We want to do something different totally, so that the whole ecosystem of the water system, the treatment plants, and everything will be sustainable, that we can recycle the water, we can clean the water before it gets into our main drain or our lagoon.
The state government also cleaned up the area while assuring that the Anti-Open Defecation Squad, in collaboration with the Lagos State Environmental Sanitation Corps and other agencies, will monitor the area and prosecute anyone caught defecating on the median and in the area. Bukola Taylor Cole, LTV News. A Lagos State Magistrate Court in Ogba has discharged 6 men who were arrested during the EndSARS protest and have spent almost 4 years in prison. The defendants, identified as Daniel Joyimbo, Adigun Sadiq, Kehinde Shola, Salahuddin Kamilu, Sadiq Hussaini and Aziz Isiaka, were set free by Magistrate Bolanle Oshunsomi after being cautioned. The defendants were discharged after pleading guilty to a single amended charge brought against them by the Lagos State government. The charge dated August 22, 2024 accused them of conducting themselves in a manner likely to cause a breach of peace, a violation under Section 168, subsection D of the Criminal Law of Lagos State 2015. According to the Director of Public Prosecutions, Babajide Martins, the alleged offense took place on November 23, 2020 at around 12 p.m. in the Ebute Meta area of Lagos. Martins told the court that the defendants acted in a way that could have disturbed public order, which is a punishable offense under the state law. The magistrate, after considering the submissions from both sides, acknowledged the time already served by the defendants. Before their release, the magistrate issued a stern caution to the 6 men, reminding them of the serious consequences of their actions and urging them to lead law-abiding lives in the future. Now, as part of efforts to decongest correctional facilities in the state, the Chief Judge of Akwa Ibom State, Justice Ekaite Obot, has ordered the release of 44 inmates, including 2 females, across the correctional facilities in the 3 senatorial districts of the state. 6 of the inmates regained freedom in Ikot Abasi Center, 5 in Eket Custodial Center, 11 were freed in Ikot Ekpene Center, while 24 inmates, including 2 females, were pardoned in Uyo Custodial Center. Justice Obot, who went through all the case files at the Correctional Chapel in the Uyo Central observed that most of the beneficiaries had minor offences and had stayed in custody for too long without trial. Some other inmates were also released on compassionate and health grounds. The inmates regained freedom during the first inspection visit of the Chief Judge to the correctional centres. The offences, according to their case files, ranged from stealing palm fruits and cassava to assault and fighting, among others. The Wale Omole Foundation has been officially launched in Lagos, with focus on promoting virtues and ethics of the Yoruba culture. We have details in this report.
The founder of the foundation, Professor Wale Omole, says the initiative is aimed at fostering a deeper understanding of Yoruba virtues and ethics. He says it is important to instill these values in both young and old as a means of strengthening community bonds and fostering a more ethical society.
Character is more important than just words. Not just words now. It's what you do that will touch people, that touch their lives, touch their economics, and touch everything. That's by your action. And that's what we are doing. Let us think twice. And let's praise God, who is blessing us every time. That's the summary.
The word of Omoluabi is the only thing that can take us out of this economic action. Because most of us have lost the Omoluabi virtue. We've not been able to see it as the thing that can bring us back to the platform of goodness and happiness. You know, when the platform of goodness and happiness are being put together, it creates that enabling environment for us to be self-sustaining. It doesn't make us to see ourselves as one that want to keep everything to ease ourselves. It makes you to see your brother and sisters as equal partners in progress.
Guests commend the foundation's efforts, expressing hope that it will serve as a catalyst for cultural revival and moral education among the Yoruba people and beyond.
Yoruba person is, by virtue of where we come from, by virtue of how we are brought up, by virtue of the identity of a Yoruba person, is a very hard-working person, someone who encourages productivity, someone who encourages industrialization, someone who enjoys the communal life living of our people.
We need to revive our culture because our culture is rich, the African culture is rich, Yoruba culture is rich, and there are ethos in them. That's why we're talking about ethics and values. There are huge values in them, and every man is a product of his culture and nurture.
Culture is who a man is. All this unity and unity, it starts from home. If I'm Yoruba, I know to know my culture. If I'm Igbo, I have to know Igbo culture. It is by knowing this that I'm proud. I become proud of who I am. And that brings us together. It doesn't separate us. So I believe that every culture should be celebrated.
With the theme Virtues and Ethics in Yoruba, the foundation is set to be a strong advocate for moral philosophy, emphasizing the timeless values that have shaped the Yoruba culture for generations.
Duffield Prima Foods Limited, manufacturer of Indomie instant noodles, has donated multi-million naira medical equipment to Rauf Aregbesola Primary Health Center in Alimosho as part of its corporate social responsibility. Health correspondent Aminat Ilegushi has the report.
Makers of Nigeria's #1 instant noodles, Indomie, Duffield Prima Foods Limited, are here at the Rauf Aregbesola Primary Health Center in Okunla, Alimosho, to donate medical equipment to the facility. General Manager, Corporate Communications and Events, Temitope Ashiwaju, says the initiative is to complement government efforts in health sector.
What we are seeing here is our intervention in the medical health facility. And what we have here today, we have quite a number of equipments ranging from baby incubators, phototherapy machines. And before now, what we do is generally to go to some of these facilities and do like a need assessment and find out what they actually want. So it's not just one cap fits all for all the facilities that we have visited in the past. And I can tell you that it's an ongoing thing. But for what we have here right now, we have beddings, we have what's it called, scales, we have what's it called, thermometers, you have syringes, you have you know, this when babies come out too early, I don't know what's that, incubators. So you have all those things, and we hope that it will also help the facility. And I know that for those in this hood, I'm sure it will be a welcome development for them.
The medical officers of health who received the equipment expressed appreciation for the gesture.
We would like to say a very big thank you to the company. This is coming at, the very needy time, considering the cost of living in the country, and then health is, these days pricey. So this is going to help, support what the Lagos State Primary Healthcare Board is doing. And of course, the community is large. And then, regardless of the numbers of existing primary health centers, you still need more.
We can assure you 100% that the management will put it to use. Management and staff will put it to the appropriate use, because nothing is too small. And Rauf Aregbesola has a lot of patients that attend the facility.
Indomie instant noodles was prepared and shared on the spot, as boxes of the noodles were also distributed to nursing mothers and other patients in the facility. Aminat Elegushi, LTV News.
Coming up, Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Association of Nigeria attributes persistent fuel scarcity to weak distribution chain. That's in business news. Stay with us.
On Business News tonight, President of the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Association of Nigeria, Pengasin, Festus Osifo, says weak and outdated distribution chains are the reasons for the queues in filling stations across the country. Osifo attributed insufficient supply of fuel across the filling stations in the country to bad roads and flooding, leading to scarcity. He noted that without the improvements, the country would continue to face recurring fuel shortages. The Pengasin president called on the government to develop and strengthen the country's value chain to ensure a more efficient and reliable distribution system. Osifo advocated harsher penalties to deter bad behaviors and encourage integrity within the industry.
Finance experts in the country say one of the ways of accelerating economic growth and development is to build capacity, train them, and earn from their export. The president of the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria, Professor Pius Olanrewaju, stated this at a press briefing ahead of its 17th Annual Banking and Finance Conference. In the past few years, brain drain has been a major challenge for the country. One of the worst hit is the financial sector. The $553 million remittance in July, however, points to an opportunity that cannot be ignored. Harnessing the potential of human capital has become a veritable strategy for this lacuna.
On the issue of people jeopardizing, leaving the country to the other, we can't arrest. It's very difficult for you to come to the policy to tell somebody not to go and school abroad. They will go to school and they will not come back. There's nothing you can do. We now look at how can this be resolved. What we have done on our own is that we are now saying that instead of people going away, let us try as much as possible to have a place where when the talents are going, then we create more talents. So some of them will go away. And even when they go away, remember that we in Africa, we have cultural affiliation with our people. When they go there, they send funds home. A lot of money are coming from the diaspora into the system. It will help the system.
With the conference focusing on the theme Accelerated Economic Growth and Development, the state of play and the way forward, financial experts believe it is important to have conversation around diversifying export base, artificial intelligence, and FX.
We're going to be dealing with diversifying our export base. Of course, you know FX is a major issue, and you can't talk about FX without export. So we're going to bring in experts, not just experts in the industry, but even policymakers around the export policy that will come in to share that discussion. We're going to also be discussing issues that how will banking actually contribute to economic development. Call it the capitalization exercise being done. Call it even artificial intelligence. Call it even financial inclusion, technology, digital economy. All those will also be coming to.
With Nigeria presently going through economic turbulence, financial experts believe it is imperative to advance the financial industry in Nigeria and across Africa, and this is what the 17th conference seeks to achieve. Joshua Murakinyo, LTV News, Lagos.
As the curtain falls on the 5th Dr. A.A. Efunkoya Table Tennis Foundation National Cadet Championships this weekend, stakeholders have expressed excitement with the level of competition and quality of talent at the ongoing tournament. The week-long event, which started with pre-tournament coaching clinics, had over 100 players from 17 states and 20 clubs. Starting the competition proper on Wednesday, competing for titles in 5 events, including singles, boys and girls, doubles, boys and girls, and mixed doubles. According to the spokesperson of the foundation, Ronti Lajide, the National Cadet Championships has continued to provide an opportunity for young stars to showcase their talents, while the Nigeria Table Tennis Federation is expected to harness their potentials. Lajide noted that the skills exhibited by players in the last 2 days have been commendable, stating that the experience has been rewarding for organizers, especially in their quest to make a difference in the development of the sport and produce top table tennis players through the initiative.
You know, when we started, it was just straight to competition. Now, in the last 2 years, it has been a coaching clinic, career talk, and then the tournament. We have spoken with the national team coach, Segun Toriola, and he has given us what he wants us to be doing. So the concept might need to change from next year. I can assure you of that. When it changes, it's going to be towards what he plans as his program for the national team, particularly in the women category. The boys, yes, no doubt about that. They're pushing towards what we want, but still the girls will still need to do a lot of work on them.
Dr. A.A. Efunkoya Table Tennis Foundation comprises former players and stakeholders dedicated to revitalizing the sport, using the flagship event to support and encourage athletes' development. Former national team player and retired coach Francis Sule acknowledged the impact of the 2-day coaches clinic on the performance of the players.
The level of organization is wonderful, and given the fact that distinguished coaches were able to give them 2 days seminar about the game itself. It is my prayer that we will continue to organize tournaments like this, the Efunkoya Table Tennis Cadet and Junior Championship.
Chairman, Lagos State Table Tennis Association, Tunji Lawal, commended the foundation for contributing to the development of sports, stating that the National Cadet Championships will produce players for the national teams.
We also had some of our players who started like this, the likes of Santos, the likes of Kuti. They were here a couple of years ago, 2 years ago, and now they are part of the national team that plays for the country. We want to develop new players. As Lagos State, we want to test them against all good players around the country so that we can get the best out of them. They are the future of Nigeria, so let us start training them to be a better player for the future of Nigeria.
While affirming the commitment of LSTTA to develop the sport, Lawal described the dearth of facilities as a huge challenge, revealing that he has donated 2 tables to the association, while the Director General, Lagos State Sports Council, Lekon Fatudu, also added 1 table.
Lagos has a lot of players Three tables may not be able to do this, but we want to start from somewhere. And I'm hoping that the Lagos State Governor will look at these games and support us to develop better players. Most of our players are going to other states as I'm talking. We have lost most of our senior players to Ogun State, Rivers State, Delta State. But we need to develop the new players, especially from the youth, which is why we need to bring in the facilities that they can use to develop themselves. And I hope that we'll be able to achieve something doing what we're doing.
Following the conclusion of the quarterfinals on Friday, the stage for semi-finals, finals and closing ceremony of the Dr. A.A. Funkoya Table Tennis Foundation Championships will hold on Saturday at the indoor hall of the National Stadium, Surulere. Manchester City has completed the signing of former captain Ilkay Gundogan from Barcelona on an initial one-year deal with the option of a further 12 months. The German midfielder, who was Pep Guardiola's first signing at the club in 2016, spent 7 years at City before joining Barcelona on a free transfer in 2023. The 33-year-old won 14 trophies in his first spell at the Etihad, scoring 60 goals in 304 appearances. Despite having an impressive debut campaign in Spain, Barcelona decided to part with Gundogan after struggling to register new signing Dani Olmo due to the club's financial issues. Gundogan was one of the club's highest earners, and his departure on a free transfer will help Barcelona comply with La Liga spending restrictions.
On entertainment news tonight, online movie streaming platform has announced the premiere date for a new feature film, Tokumbo, directed by Ramsey Nouah and produced by Chris Ude.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Come on with this one. I find your rigidity highly commendable.
The film is Ramsey Nouah's third directorial feature and follows the life of a smuggler who has just 3 hours to deliver a government official's daughter to her captor. As failure to complete the mission holds deadly consequence for him and his family. The story explores Nigeria's reverting world of crime and the desperation that fuels it. The film, which is set to premiere this weekend, stars Gideon Okeke, Chidi Mokeme, Funlola Awofoyebi, Norbert Young, Margin Michael, Aduni Ade, Tosi Adeyemi, amongst others. Nigerian music superstar Wizkid has set a new record for the longest gap between #1 songs on Turntable Top 100, which is Nigeria's foremost music charts.
Diamonds on my ring, diamonds on my pinky. I dey wait for the Kelly we go come and play.
Ashake's MMS, featuring Wizkid, off his recently released third album, Lungu Boy, reached #1 on the Turntable Top 100. Marking a chart topper for Grammy winner Wizkid. MMS marks 3 years, 9 months and 12 days since Wizkid last recorded a chart-topping single with Ginger featuring Burna Boy. This sees the singer set a new record that surpasses the previous one of 1 year, 10 months and 16 days held by Omah Lay. The record reflects Wizkid's longevity, with Superstar maintaining his place at the summit of Nigerian mainstream music for over a decade. The Grammy-winning superstar is expected to release his highly anticipated 6th LP, Morayo, which he names after his late mother. Nigerian superstar Fireboy is set to release his highly anticipated new album. Since announcing himself on the Nigerian mainstream in 2019, with his debut album, Fireboy has soared to commercial success, thus becoming one of the leading stars of the new generation. Fireboy announced via his social media accounts that he would be releasing his 4th album, titled Adedamola, on August 29. The highly anticipated album comes 2 years after Fireboy released his 3rd album, Playboy, which had the hit singles Bandana featuring Ashake and Playboy. And that's all on entertainment news tonight. Back to the studio for the rest of the
On the foreign scene, President Emmanuel Macron has met with left-wing leaders at the start of 2 days of crunch talks aimed at deciding who will form France's next government. Snap elections in early July left French politics in deadlock, with no party able to form a clear majority in the National Assembly. A caretaker government led France during the Paris Olympics to the anger of a left-wing alliance that topped the poll. The four-party New Popular Front wants a little-known senior civil servant called Lucie Castey to be named Prime Minister. However, the 37-year-old economist is unelected and seen as an unlikely presidential pick for Prime Minister. Under France's political system, the president appoints a Prime Minister who can command a majority in the National Assembly. In recent years, the Prime Minister has come from the same party as the President because they are elected within a few weeks of each other. Now, but after Macron stunned France in June by calling a snap two-round parliamentary vote, his centrist Ensemble alliance came runner-up behind the leftist NFP. Let's take a look at tomorrow's weather forecast. Just before we end the news tonight, let's take a quick look at our top stories. President Bola Tinubu has sworn in Justice Kudirat Kekereekun as acting Chief Justice of Nigeria. President Bola Tinubu has urged the armed forces to remain vigilant and proactive in addressing national security threats. The Lagos State government has presented checks of various amounts to over 150 residents to cushion the effects of economic crunch. On the foreign scene, we told you that French President Emmanuel Macron has met political leaders in search of a new prime minister. For more news, connect with Lagos Television on these social media platforms. Just before we go, here is our parting shot. Learn as if you will live forever. Live like you will die tomorrow. Many thanks for watching the news at 8. Please remember to call Lagos toll-free lines 767 or 112 in case of emergencies. I am Bukola Taylor Cole. Good night.
Where is Glory?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Hello?
Where Glow now?
I dey here.
Glow don't go village. Tell all our customer abi.
Everybody pay attention. See, now Glow berekete 10x. Now him I dey take tension my customers. Now him they dash me 10 times the credits when I load. Or even summer me double data join.
Yeah.
Wait,
so with 1.5 when they give all of us, so you they enjoy up to
15,000 naira credit and data. And I say I never finish you. See, when I say if we enjoy, if we not join Glow berekete 10x, when I go get 1,000 naira welcome credit. Finish.
Glow, you don't win.
Una see they here. Hello, please, I'm looking for Glow. Please save now Glow we dey fine. Now Glow we dey go. Okay, so
enjoy 10 times the value of your recharge on Glow berekete 10x. You also get 1,000 naira for calls and data and double data bonus on your subscription.
Suffering from stomach discomfort? To ease the discomfort, Jawasil Antacid Suspension. Jawasil neutralizes acidity. Jawasil Suspension is available in 100 milliliters and 200 milliliters with NAFDAC certification. Proudly manufactured by Jawa International Limited, Plot 6, Abimbola Way, Isolo Industrial Estate, Isolo, Lagos. Email marketing.jawa@gmail.com. Jawasil Antacid Suspension, a potent antacid.
In the heart of Lagos, a quiet revolution is taking place. The Lagos State Government proudly presents the Lagos Revenue Portal, LRP.
As a business owner, I always struggle with my payment processes.
Introducing Lagos Revenue Portal, a one-stop shop platform. With this, you can create an account,
Manage your bills, make payment through multiple channels, and get your Lagos State Government automated revenue receipt instantly.
manage and track your payment history.
What more? You can initiate reversals and amendments from the comfort of your space through the self-service interface.
There's also a dedicated artificial experience center for support. I love that I can do everything from my phone, anytime, anywhere. Oh, goodness.
And this has really improved the efficiency and transparency of revenue collection in Lagos State. Kaji maganan gaskiya kenan.
Lagos Revenue Portal is empowering every citizen and business.
Be part of Lagos State digital transformation. Log on to www.revenue.lagosstate.gov.ng. Efficiency and convenience redefined. Step into the future with LRP.
A good investment opportunity is here, and you can now own shares in Zenith Bank PLC. The rights issue to existing shareholders at just 36 naira, and the public offer for new investors at only 36 naira 50 kobo. Invest in Zenith Bank PLC shares today by visiting www.zenithbank.com/2024 offer. The offer is open from August 1st to September 9th, 2024. Invest in value. Invest in Zenith.
This season of Big Brother Naija is a must follow. Follow every twist and turn with eyes wide open. Because even when the journey begins with chemistry, chaos follows. Strap in for 2 journeys in one house. Big Brother Naija Season 9, showing 24/7 on DSTV Channel 198 and GoTV Channel 49. Gold sponsor, Guinness. Black shines brightest.
Those were children playing in the 70s and 80s. These are children of today, popularly referred to as the IT generation, engrossed with their tablets and phones. These children pay so much attention to television, watching cartoons and different programs on tabs to the extent that they do not want to eat, do their assignment, or interact with